Welcome to the deep dive. Today we're diving into peppermint propagation.
Sounds refreshing.
And we're going to be using a blog post from kianmeng.org as our guide. It's written by a software engineer
Oh, wow. A software engineer who gardens. That's interesting.
who also happens to be a very dedicated gardener.
Okay, so what's the scoop? What are we diving into?
Well, this deep dive is all about figuring out how to successfully propagate peppermint.
So we can, all have tons of peppermint.
Exactly. And hopefully save you, the listener, some time and effort in your own garden.
I like the sound of that. Less time, more peppermint.
Now, this blogger, Ang, has experimented with 25 different types of mint.
Wow, 25. That's a lot of mint.
But their journey with peppermint propagation is especially interesting.
Okay, I'm intrigued. Tell me more.
They actually already successfully propagated peppermint once before
So why are we talking about this again?
because they weren't completely happy with the results the first time. They ended up with leggy stems.
Leggy stems. What does that even...
It basically means the stems grew tall and thin. They were stretching to get more sunlight.
So, they got all stretched out and kind of weak.
Exactly. So it wasn't a complete failure, but there was room for improvement.
Makes sense. So what did they do differently the second time around?
But this is where it gets really interesting. They decided to experiment with the soilless method.
Soilless, like no soil at all.
You got it. They used something called vermiculite, treated with rooting hormone.
Wait, break that down for me. What's vermiculite?
Vermiculite's a mineral that's often used to help with drainage in soil, make it nice and airy.
Right. But in this case?
In this case, Ang used it on its own as the only growing medium.
Whoa, okay. And the rooting hormone helps the cuttings grow roots faster.
Exactly, give them a little boost.
And did that work? What happened? Did it work?
It worked incredibly well. All the cuttings developed roots in just a few days.
Wow, that's fast. How long are we talking?
We're talking roots that were over 3 centimeters long.
In just a few days. That's amazing.
And it's really similar to what they found when they were propagating Brazil spinach.
So this vermiculite and rooting hormone combo, it's like a secret weapon.
It might just be. It seems like it could really speed up the propagation process for lots of different plants.
Okay, I'm sold. I want to try this.
Now, there's another really interesting detail in this blog post. Ang talks about growing peppermint as a companion plant to portulaca.
Companion plant. I've heard of that. So it's like plants that grow well together?
Yeah, it's all about strategically planting different species together because they benefit each other.
Like they help each other out.
Exactly. One plant might repel pests that could harm the other, or they might improve the soil for each other.
But Ang doesn't really go into the specifics of why peppermint and portulaca would be good companions. What do you think? Why would you plant those two together?
Well, I know peppermint is known for repelling pests.
Oh, right. That makes sense. So it would protect the portulaca from bugs.
Exactly. And I imagine the smell of peppermint would also make the garden more enjoyable.
Yeah, that fresh, minty scent. Who wouldn't want that in their garden?
And it's really cool. At the end of the blog post, Ang asks a really intriguing question.
Oh, let's hear it.
They wonder if this soilless propagation technique could also work with red soil.
With red soil. Now, that is a good question. Yeah, it's like a challenge to the reader to try it out themselves.
It really makes you think about all the possibilities. And for me, that's what makes this deep dive so interesting.
Oh, why is that?
Well, Ang isn't just giving us a set of instructions.
Right.
They're sharing their whole process, their thoughts, their observations.
Yeah, and their willingness to, try new things.
Exactly.
And I think all that detail is really valuable for the listener.
I agree. You're not just learning what worked, you're also learning why it worked.
It's like being part of the experiment.
Right. It's like having a front row seat to a science experiment, but in a garden.
And speaking of science, Ang is really careful about keeping records of everything.
Oh, absolutely. They document every single step.
Which is so important because then you can go back and analyze everything.
Right, and see what patterns emerge, make adjustments for future experiments.
It's a great lesson for any gardener who wants to improve their skills.
I think a lot of people get intimidated by gardening.
Oh, I know what you mean.
They think you need to have some kind of natural talent.
Like a green thumb or something.
Yeah, but Ang shows us that it's really about observation and experimentation.
And being willing to learn from your mistakes.
It's like any other skill. The more you practice, the better you get.
And the more data you have, the better decisions you can make.
And you know what I really like about Ang's writing?
What's that?
It's not just about the practical side of gardening.
Okay.
There's a real sense of passion and joy in their words.
It's clear that they really love plants.
And that enthusiasm is contagious. It makes me want to go out and start experimenting in my own garden.
Me too. So, for you, the listener, what are the key takeaways from this deep dive?
Well, I think it's pretty clear that propagating peppermint doesn't have to be a difficult or time-consuming thing.
Ang's experiment shows us that with a few simple techniques, you can grow tons of this herb.
And it's not just limited to peppermint.
Right. This vermiculite and rooting hormone method could work for all sorts of plants.
Think about it, basil, Brazil spinach.
Hmm.
The possibilities are endless.
This deep dive has given you a simple but effective method to try in your own garden.
You might even discover a new favorite plant combination.
Or even come up with your own propagation techniques.
And let's not forget Ang's final question.
Oh, yeah, the one about red soil.
Could this method work with red soil?
That's a really good question to think about.
It shows that learning is a continuous process.
There's always something new to explore in the world of gardening.
It really makes you wonder, what other plants would do well in a soilless medium?
Right, it's like opening up a whole new world of possibilities.
This deep dive has given you a really simple but effective method to experiment with. So what will you try propagating next?
Maybe some herbs, or, ooh, maybe you could try different companion plant pairings.
Ooh, yeah. Like, what other surprising combinations could you come up with?
The possibilities are endless.
That's the beauty of gardening. There's always something new to discover.
And who knows, maybe you'll be inspired to start documenting your own gardening journey, just like Aang.
That's a great idea. Share your discoveries with the world. Contribute to the collective knowledge of gardening.
What a wonderful thought to end on.
Happy gardening, everyone.